Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Hello again and welcome to Fusion Mobile e-learning class. As always, my name is Abubakar Abdul and here we are talking civic education. In this video we are going to be looking at civil service or public service. We'll be looking at the meaning of public service, functions and duties of public service, characteristics of public service, classification of public service. We'll be looking at the reasons for shortcoming as regards to public service, and then ways to improve the public service. So now basically when we are talking about public service, it is basically the entire civil service and other parastatals, commissions, armed forces, police, corporations, local government service, and other agencies of government that carry out the day-to-day activities of the different levels of government in a country. That's basically what we talk about public service or civil service. It is the entire civil service and other parastatals, commissions, armed forces, policies, armed forces, police, corporations, local government services, and other agencies of government that carry out the day-to-day activities of the different levels of government in a country. That's basically what public service or civil service means. And now, what are the functions and duties of public service or civil servants? Okay, let me just say public service or civil service. What are the functions or duties of public service? The following are some of the functions and duties of public service. Number 1, formulation of policies. Number 2, implementation of government policies. Number 3, drafting of bills. Number 4, advice to commissioner. Number 5, keeping of government records and property. Number 6, revenue mobilization. Number 7, annual budget and estimates. Number 8, public education. All these are some of the functions and duties of public service in any given country. Now let us move to the characteristics of public service. What are the characteristics of public service? They include: number 1, permanence. That's the civil service, the permanent institution of government. Number 2, neutrality. The workers are never partisan, they are always neutral. Number 3, anonymity. Every civil servant must be anonymous in the political policies of government. Number 4, impartiality. There's no space for room for partiality in the civil service. Number 5, subordination to political executive. So these basically 5 characteristics that we have mentioned. Impartiality, we did talk about impartiality, of course. We talked about permanence, we talked about neutrality, we talked about anonymity, we talked about impartiality and subordination to political executives. All these are characteristics of public service or either public service or civil service, whichever one works for you. All these are characteristics of public service or civil service. Now let us look at the classification of public service or civil service. But before then, question is going to pop up on your screen right now, and I'm confident you're going to answer the question correctly. Here's the question. Welcome back from that. Now, before the question popped up, we were talking about characteristics of public service, and now we're going into the classification of public service. Classification, how public service is classified, into what classes public service or civil service in Nigeria is classified. Now, number 1, we have the administrative class. Number 2, we have the executive class. Number 3, we have the specialist and professional class. And then number 4, we have the clerical class. So those are the 4 classes, those are the 4 classes of public service that we have: the administrative class, the executive class, we have the specialist and professional class, and then we have the clerical class. Now, the administrative class is made up of well-educated polytechnic or university graduates. It is a prestigious class who later rise up to the post of permanent secretary, which is the highest grade in the service. Now, the executive class, on the other hand, have members that are responsible for the day-to-day execution of government businesses. They are responsible for carrying out government policies. This class of people is made up of assistant executive officers. They are recruited from among graduates. And then the third class we have, which is the specialist and professional class. They are technocrats in this class. These are professionals and specialists such as agricultural officers, accountants, architects, draughtsmen, statisticians, doctors, surveyors, engineers, nurses, lawyers, you name them. All of them belong to this class, which is the specialist or professional, or specialist and professional class. So the third class we have here, of course, is the specialist and the professional class, and they are technocrats in the class. They are professionals and specialists such as agricultural officers, accountants, draughtsmen, statisticians, doctors, surveyors. All those are part of this class. And then the last one is the clerical class, that consists of the lowest class. They are the lowest class. They are the class. They are the typists, clerical assistants, clerical officers. All these are in this class. So these are basically the four classifications we have of public or civil service. The administrative class, we have the executive class, the specialist and professional class, and then we have the clerical class. And that is us taking care of that. Now let us look at the reasons for shortcoming in public service. Reasons for shortcoming in public service. Now, some of these reasons include: number one, we have the colonial influence. Number two, we have corruption. Number three, we have inconsistency of government policies. Number four, we have military intervention. Number five, we have godfatherism and other investors in politics. Number six, we have recovering money spent during the campaigning and election period. Number seven, we have negative attitude to work. Number eight, we have poor planning and poor implementation. Number nine, we have waste of manpower. And then number 10, we have red tapism and delay. Red tapism and delay. All these are reasons for shortcomings in our public service here in Nigeria. All these 10 reasons that I've mentioned are shortcomings for reasons for shortcomings in the public service here in Nigeria. And now finally, let's look at the last item we have here. This is the ways to improve the public service here in Nigeria. Ways to improve. Keyword here. Improve. What can we do to improve the public service here in Nigeria? The following are some of the things that we need to do to improve the public service here in Nigeria. Number one, we need to refresh courses and we need refresher courses and training programs. Number two, we need teaching of political education in schools. Number three, the use of Code of Conduct Bureau and Public Complaints Commission. Number four, we have the Public Complaints Commission itself, which is the Ombudsman, that is OMBUDSMAN. Now this is an institution provided by the federal government of Nigeria to entertain from citizens' complaint of injustice, corruption, unfair treatment, and the likes. So these are the things that we actually need to do to improve the public service. But now let's talk about this ombudsman for just a short while. Let's just look at the duties of the Public Complaints Commission. If you don't want to call it ombudsman, which is OMBUDSMAN, you can just call it Public Complaints Commission. That's PCC. Now let's look at some of the duties of the PCC. Number one is to receive grievance and complaints from people against the public servants. Number two, institute investigations into such allegations of complaints, corruption, bribery, nepotism, or favoritism against public servants. Number 3, carry out investigations into cases of incompetence, use of false documents, and inconsistency in the application of public service rules and regulations by public servants. Number 4, check loss of documents and other vital documents in the public service and government-owned corporation. Number 5, orders for arrest and prosecution of public officers who are found wanting on the law of the country, those who are found guilty. Number 6, give suggestion on some aspect of the laws of the country that require change in order to improve on service delivery of the public service. And then finally, which is the last one, to help redress the abuses suffered by citizens in the hands of the public servants. Basically, these are the duties, the functions of the PCC, the Public Complaint Commission, or Ombudsman, if you may. And that's the matter we are going to cover in this video. I hope it has been educating to you. Remember, anytime if you're lost, just go back to the beginning of the video and watch it all over again so you have clearer understanding. Some questions are going to pop up on your screen right now, and I'm confident you're going to answer them with ease. I still remain Abubakar Abdul. See you in the next video.